Vilnius supports the idea of drone production on its territory. The Ukrainian authorities want to move the factories to a safer place, the chairman of the Lithuanian Labour Party, Andrius Mazuronis, has said.
Ukraine has very well-developed drone technology, and they want to move their factories to a safer area, which could be somewhere in NATO territory. Since the security guarantees here are very different, but it's still close to Ukraine. Andrius Mazuronis, member of the Lithuanian parliament, from publication in Rzeczpospolita.
The head of the Lithuanian State Security Department, Darius Jaunšikis, has said that Russian dictator Vladimir Putin's goals is not only the occupation of Ukraine, but also a long-term confrontation with the West.
If earlier in the Baltic states they said that a clash with Russia was almost inevitable, that Russia was hatching aggressive plans throughout the 2000s and 2010s, they were perceived as those who exaggerate the danger that comes from Russia. Now we see that there is an understanding that Russia is preparing for a confrontation with NATO, with the West, after Ukraine, and therefore it is necessary to prepare for it.
According to the expert, Russia's war against Ukraine will remain the most important factor that will shape the security agenda in the region.
Of course, we see no prerequisites for freezing the conflict or any desire on Putin's part, his administration, in this direction. Darius Jaunšikis, director of State Security Department of Lithuania, from publication in Delphi.
On January 24th, the Lithuanian government banned military personnel and officials from visiting Russia, Belarus and China off-duty. According to the Defense Ministry, the list of these countries was complied following an assessment of risks and threats to national security.
As a matter of fact, now there is an understanding and preparation for mobilization and, let's say, a more disciplined attitude towards hostile states, which is what the Lithuanian order shows.
Lithuanian Foreign Minister Gabrielius Landsbergis arrived in Ukraine on January 25th for his 8th visit after Russia's full-scale invasion. According to the minister, his visit is devoted to discussing possible scenarios for this year and assistance to Ukraine. In particular, the EU and Lithuania have allocated 15.5 million euros for bomb shelters for schools in Ukraine. Such an agreement was signed by the European Commission in Ukraine and the Lithuanian Central Project Management Agency. The program will target the regions most affected by the fighting: Chernihiv, Mykolaiv, Sumy, Zaporizhia, Kharkiv and Odessa regions. At least 5 shelters are planned to be built in these frontline regions.
Russia's brutal attacks on civilians are an attempt to break the Ukrainians' will to resist. But Ukraine has proven many times that it lacks not the will to resist, but weapons. Western partners should understand the importance of military aid and civil defense funding for Ukraine. Gabrielius Landsbergis, Lithuanian Minister of Foreign Affairs from the European Union delegation to Ukraine.
Previously, on January 10th, Lithuania adopted a long-term aid package for Ukraine worth 200 million euros, which will include ammunition and military equipment. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Yulia Bil, UATV News.